All right, these, you guys, you just kind of have to be aware of the fact that when you have an I in the denominator, you've got to get rid of it. And the only way to do that is multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. Okay? The conjugate of this denominator is the opposite sign in between these same two terms. I got a 5, I got a 3i, and I got a minus. We'll see, we've done this before. Multiplying by conjugates is going to make that I go away. Okay? You have to do the same to the top. Because when you multiply, what is the value of this? That's right, it's 1. You're multiplying this by 1. Doesn't change the value. Definitely change the look of it. But the value remains the same, okay? Now, I didn't give you guys much space, so I'm going to utilize this. Grease stain and all. So when I multiply there, I've got my 5 times 5 is 25. My outer terms, I'm going to go through the motions because I'm trying to instruct here. Plus 15i. But you should start becoming aware of the fact that that middle term is always going to be gone when you multiply by conjugates. The last term is going to be a minus 9i squared. That minus is temporary because that I squared is temporary. That is really a plus 9 because the negative 1 times that negative is going to be positive and the I is gone. Numerator, 2i times 5 is 10i. 2i times negative 3 is a negative 6i squared. Again, only temporary. This becomes a plus 6. Change the sign, get rid of the I squared. Okay, so we clean that up. I've got a 6 plus 10i all over 25 plus 9 is 34. Oh, here you come. Oops, and that's off sideways, but these cancel. Hold that thought, you can hear me. Those are all even numbers. So we know we should be able to reduce that by 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2 out of each term. 2 from 6 is 3. 2 from 10 is 5i. 2 from 34 is 17. And if you want to get really fancy, if you see this on a multiple choice question at some point, you're going to need to separate this into denominators of both of those. In other words, 3 over 17 plus 5 over 17i is technically the right way because you're able to identify A and B. And the standard notation for an I term is an A plus or minus BI, where you could identify A as the 3 over 17 and the B as the 5 over 17 with the I remaining there. So this is an acceptable answer a lot of times, but when you see multiple choice, if it's in that form, just be able to make sure you identify it that way. Making videos, baby.